Here I am again, starting to work, forgetting to take the videos. So, all I did so far was cut loose all my steel zip ties, pull off the busted ass sun rotted tarp there. Now I'm about to close down this canopy that's all jacked up. I got it out of the dumpster near Publix. I saw it sitting next to the dumpster. The only thing wrong with it when I got it was there was no canopy top, and this was bent inward along with this. So I put that brace there, and it worked really well until the wind got really bad. I didn't have it anchored proper, and it bent this side in right here. Yeah, I could reinforce it again, and over here there was a bend right here. But I have the two carports skeletons that I got from my boss Bob, old boss. So we're gonna take this one down, probably disassemble most of this, and then set them up like that. Use some of the roofing tin that I have over there and create a back wall. Possibly cover the top, and then I just got a 9x11 tarp off of somebody on Marketplace for $5. It's a 9mm. The one that's over there, that green one that you see, that's a 14mm. I highly recommend, if you're going to use a tarp for anything, minimum 10 to 12mm, 14 at the lowest if you can do it. Or just get some of those vinyl billboard tarps. Those things are freaking awesome. I'm going to be working on that. But I have all this tin over there. I got some ridge caps. But I figure if I measure it out right, I can just use the self-tapping screws. Screw it right to the frame. Spray some, I got some Flex Seal. And I got some like truck bed liner in a can. Spray that over my holes. And we should be good to go. The only thing that might pose an issue is that tree. That tree, the palm. I might just take that palm down. And this little tree right here. I don't want to get rid of most of this because it's good cover. It provides a lot of shade. It breaks a lot of the rain. Even though the sun is that way. Without it, you can see there'd be straight sunshine in a lot of places. So we're moving forward. Be back with an update in a bit. I do have a camera there that's watching me, so I could do a fast forward thing from the nest, and we'll check that out and see how it goes. But I also want to get these guys up higher so I'm not having to bend down to get in there, and use some of the tin on the bottom to create a V so that I can collect the poop and start putting that up on the homestead shopping sales platform cart place thing, which I don't have built yet. But bit by bit, step by step, day by day, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, that's not good. Pop goes the fake egg. Alright, and apparently I found a brown recluse up there on the tarp. I knocked it down over there somewhere, so I'm hoping that it will vacate the area with all the noise and shit stuff. Alice, get up here in your yard now. I gotta go deal with a dog. He's still learning boundaries and he's down in the swale. Check back in later. Live long and prosper. I'm zoomed in too much. There you go. Alright, here's an update. Got the first part reassembled. Went a lot easier than I was expecting. Just a matter of matching sizes and stepping outside of the box and looking at it. So now I gotta bring the other parts over, set it up. I'm gonna chop down that little tree there, that little tree there. That one might be able to stay. That one might be able to stay too, but I feel like I need to push it back a little bit. So got my handy dandy Ego electric chainsaw, battery powered. Look at that battery, thing's a beast. It's not really level. because the ground ain't level. I need to get this all cleared up, cleaned out. But if I set it up the right way, depending on how long the other one is, I might be able to bring this all the way back to give cover over top of here. And I got a phone call coming in. I'll be back. Alright, that call's over. Back to it. So we do need to have a little walkway in there so that you can open the door and deal with them and stuff. But if we're much longer, might be able to get away with putting it on each side, covering everything. The tree will be a slight issue, but if I tarp it or do the metal just right, rain will run down the tree and not really get on the animals. I don't really care if the ground gets wet because we can build the ground up, put some rock or something and have it trail off the back way. As you can see, the ground does slope that way a little bit. Plus I have all that dirt. I can raise it up some. Yeah, I got about 2 hours, hour and a half before I gotta get ready and head to the appointment. That should be pretty quick and then I can come back and get back at it. But yeah, updates. Gotta love them. I have a hard time doing them. I get working, I finish, and then I'm like, damn, I didn't do any videos. So here I am trying my best to make some videos. Best thing I can say is with weather and rain and wind, especially in Florida, it can look like this and the sky will open and it'll be a torrential downpour for 20 minutes and then it'll look like this again. So it's very, very important to have solid anchoring, be completely tied down so that the wind doesn't take it and throw it in your neighbor's yard or damage their property in the process. Yeah, always CYOA, because if you don't, nobody else will. But they'll surely sue you just as quick as the wind took this thing away from you. Do what you gotta do. Stay safe. Be back later. Alright. So, this is as far as we got. Both of them got built. Need to get them secured to the ground. And the tarp I picked up on Marketplace is not long enough or wide enough to go up, over, and down. So I arched it with a little bit of a pitch. So when it does rain, this will stop the majority. I'm going to attach this to here, give it a little more stability, and when it rains it'll run off over that way. I got a couple more of these, so I'm going to hit those corners to those two poles. I'm going to get some self tappers because half of these either broke off or aren't actually working very well. I'm worried that they're going to break if I tighten them too much. And I need to get my rubber mallet and whack, whack, whack. That small tree is going to go. That small tree is going to go. I'll probably leave that tiny one and that smaller one there. They're not really in the way, but that one is hindering and pushing it up against this big one, and that small one is inside the frame. I'm trying to keep the middles lined up because I have all that roofing tin. So eventually these are going to get covered in metal roof. There's that peak piece right there. That has a bar that goes from there over to this one to make it one solid height for the center bar. So that'll help with alignment. Then I'm going to be able to cover the entire thing. Maybe attach it to that big tree on both sides. I can scoot this one over a little bit so that it's a little more sturdy and the wind won't take it. We did hammer in a piece of an IBC tote for this to slide on to help hold it. I've got some more of those. I'm going to do that on all of the legs eventually. But for right now, just in case it rains, I wanted to make sure that they were mostly protected. I've been trying to figure out how the chickens have been opening this and getting down in there. And I figured it out. It's not the chickens. It's a freaking squirrel. Squirrel. I watched it run away from there today and up the tree. So I gave it a warning. There's a bird feeder over there that it's been chomping on. I told him that he can keep doing that, but leave my rabbit food alone. Otherwise, he's going to become chicken food. You know how that goes. I had a deal with his parents, and they listened. But this is a different one, and I haven't seen the parents in a while, so I think he's testing boundaries, and he's going to have to learn real quick. But I did find this the other night. I don't know if y'all can see it yet. Can you see it now? A big buddy. When I say he's big, like, he would fit in the palm of my hand. Like, if I had to guess, he's probably about 5 inches from leg to leg, top to bottom. Those pincers, I mean, come on, you can see them. They're huge. I just hope he's doing his job, because he's starting to cover up my camera, and he's gonna have to move to another location. Also, does anybody know what these are? I thought they were like a moth ball or something, but at the same time they look like spider eggs. And I don't want a billion of that thing running around. Not right here. They can go on the tree line, they can go way back there, they can encompass the entire property for all I care. But not outside my bathroom window, because they have a way to get inside. I know they do. So yeah, there's the progress for the day. Let me zoom out. Yep. Need some more progress, but I ended up getting an appointment that was supposed to take 20 minutes for a camera adjustment. It ended up being an adjustment and 2 other camera installs. I did it all in like an hour and 20, but that was also with explaining everything to 3 different people. So that took like 25 minutes. Oh, it was the duck. Sounded like a dog came running up behind me. Hey, there's my grease. I've been looking for that for a couple hours. This would have helped a lot putting that back together. I was beating on it with my hand, getting the rust off. With this, it would have slid right in. Take it easy. Don't have too much fun. I'm going to see if I can find another small tarp to go on this back side to cover any excess rain right there. Worst case, I've got a big piece of plywood. I'll just lean up against them and put a block behind it, and we'll hope for the best. You know how that goes. Have a great night. Live long and prosper. Update out.